Welcome in, quick hitters. Welcome in, Goodymo short crew. It's Easter Sunday. Before we get started, happy Easter to everybody out there. Well, we had some interesting game ones yesterday in the NBA to kick off the playoffs. Milwaukee Bucks, they got some work to do. We'll talk about the Lakers in a minute because they were top heavy as well on a superstar, which is Luka Doncic, and now we're sitting here with Giannis, the Greek Freak. In the NBA playoffs, man, you're not going to win a series just relying on one guy. It's not going to happen. One superstar. They got Giannis Antetokounmpo walking the ball up pretty much on every possession, driving, getting his, while at the same time trying to get his teammates involved. Now, Giannis had, one assist in this ball game. One assist. And why did he have one assist? Because the whole team was broke. 9 for 37, that's a recipe for disaster. You're going to have to get Giannis Antetokounmpo off the ball. He can bring it up on occasion. But you're going to have somebody like Gary Trent, one of these other guards, Kevin Porter Jr., somebody to initiate the offense. Don't have him bringing up the ball majority of the time. Giannis got his numbers. He's got 36 points, 12 rebounds, looking good. But look at everybody else. Nobody else is in a rhythm. We're talking about Kyle Kuzma, a guy that came up with a goose egg. Now, if y'all look, I'm not going to call out a stat line, but if y'all see the stat line, it's the worst stat line you ever seen in your life for a starter and a player of his caliber. He knows better than this. He's played in the playoffs before. He's got a ring, actually. Then you look at Brook Lopez. He gives you 9 points. Bottom line is the Greek Freak didn't get any help. And if they continue to shoot this poorly, they won't have a chance in this series. We're talking about Indiana Pacers are going up and down, playing as a team, not relying on one superstar, which they don't even have a superstar, but they're built on a team concept, where you got to pay attention to everybody on the floor. They're ramped up, they're playing scrappy defense, they're getting out and running, they're enjoying playing with each other. Total opposite for the Milwaukee Bucks. Number one, they're going to have to get Dame Dollar back. When Dame Dollar gets back, no time to wait for him to try to get him in a groove. He got to get right back into action, being the clutch Dame Dollar we used to seeing for Milwaukee to come out in this series. That's the only way I can look at it. But Kyle Kuzma, he has to have a better game than putting up goose eggs in 22 minutes of play. Brook Lopez, he's got to crash the boards. He only produced 9 points on offense. Nobody really showed up. I mean, you had some bench players that got in the teens. Kevin Porter Jr. Put out, 12 points? 2 for 7. He was off. But that's mostly just being out there. You can find a basket or two if you're just out there on the floor and you're running and you're sprinting and getting fast break points. Gary Trent Jr., 14 points. He was the only highlight that I've seen that helped Giannis out the most. So the Milwaukee Bucks got some things to clean up. Number one, they got to make jump shots. They'll have to hit their threes. They're going to take 37 of them. They're going to have to hit at least half of them if they're going to beat Indiana Pacers. Second game of yesterday, Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets beat the Clippers 112 to 110. I will say this about this playoff series. Clippers let one get away. I think everybody that watched that game saw that. Clippers, y'all better not fall into what y'all been doing the past few seasons already. All this talent, and then next thing you know, you getting wiped out in the first round. How can you lose a ball game like this? Going on the road, taking care of business from 1 to 3 quarters pretty much. Leonard going off, feeling good. You had James Harden in this ball game, willing and dealing. Everything for the Clippers was going perfect as planned. And y'all found a way down the stretch to let this team hang around. This championship team who knows how to win, who's won a championship here recently in the past, 2 years? And you played around with them too much, in my opinion. When you have a former champion that you're going up against, you have the upper hand pretty much in the first half. You rolling. Everybody's involved. Y'all hitting shots. Y'all playing defense. Y'all getting steals. Everything was working well for the Clippers. But you kept them in the ball game. Anytime you have the greatest player on the other side and you playing around and not putting this team in the ground, allowing them to come back when you have a big lead, that's on the Clippers right there. That's on the Clippers that could be on Tyronn Lue. You have to find better ways to produce points and to keep your lead in a playoff game. They let another one get away, they're going to lose this series. To me, in the playoffs, you can let one game that you're supposed to win get away. You let another one get away, you will lose the series. That's the way it is in the playoffs. You can afford to lose one game that you're supposed to win. That's it. You don't want none at all. But if you have one game you're supposed to win and you find a way to lose it, you're putting yourself in bad company. So the Clippers just going to have to come out in game 2, do a lot of what they did in game 1. They just have to finish the deal. I'm not going for anybody in this series. I'm just looking for a good playoff game. It can go either way to me. It really doesn't matter. But Clippers, man, y'all cannot afford it. How long y'all been down, all the talent that's been over there on this team? You have a great opportunity, and if you squander it, this is it. I already said y'all will never win a championship with James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. I already said that. I said that ship already passed. James Harden and Kawhi Leonard will not win another championship. For us, Kawhi Leonard won't win another championship. For as James Harden, he will not get one championship. Not on this team. Now, let's say next year y'all break some pieces up. You go to another team, play for the Lakers or the Boston Celtics or something. You might up your chances then. But this team right here, yeah, y'all are capable of winning a championship if y'all play the way y'all supposed to play. But history has shown if it ain't injuries, somebody's going to choke in the playoffs and cost them the game. And this game here is a perfect example of that. 112 to 110. This game should have been won in regulation. But that's what happens when you don't take care of your business. Detroit Pistons and the New York Knicks. New York Knicks beat the Pistons 123 to 112. And I mean, they beat them in the last moments of this game. This is another one that got away from the Detroit Pistons, and we all know they can't afford it. Nobody is expecting the Detroit Pistons to win this series against the New York Knicks. When you have a game like that in your grasp, as well as they played, and man, Detroit Pistons played. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of rooting for Detroit Pistons because they're the underdogs. I love rooting for underdogs. But you went into Madison Square Garden where the lights are bright. And y'all came out there and y'all played, man. Y'all was right on cue. Hitting y'all shots, y'all was fighting them back. It was a great game to watch. Had it right there. And what happened? I think they started feeling themselves. Young guys in the playoffs, a lot of them for the first time, getting a little taste of the playoffs, going to Madison Square Garden, getting the better part of the Knicks, thinking you have arrived, thinking, hey, man, the playoffs ain't that much. Man, we coming in and we wrecking shop. We handling up. We supposed to win this game. Till you got hit in the mouth late, celebrating early, not physically, but in your mind, you're thinking, we got this. No, you don't have it. Knicks got some fighters on their team. I mean, some grit and grinders. That's one thing you can look at for the Knicks is they got guys that's going to come all day long with pressure, making you work. And you have any kind of slippage, you're going to allow them back in the game. And that's exactly what happened to the Detroit Pistons. They fumbled the bag in this one. This one's going to hurt, especially being a young team. They probably couldn't even afford to give one game up. This just as well could have ended their series. That game alone, it could have. Game 2s are very important because you had time to watch the film. You had time to adjust. Now let's see what you're going to do in game 2. It's going to be a lot of the same thing because if it is, then that'll tell you right there what's going to happen in this series. I'm not looking for this series to go no 7 games. I tell you that right now. Could go 5. Could go 5. It really could. We're gonna see how much the Detroit Pistons got some fight left. Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Lakers. Last night, Timberwolves got them 117-95. And I'm going to go off of what J.J. Redick said. He said physically they wasn't ready to play that game. He's right. I agree with him on that one. Minnesota Timberwolves brought it to them. Physicality-wise, they're more ready. Mentally, that can be up for grabs. But the Lakers, they look pitiful out there. I'm not going to lie to you. And what I said about Giannis Antetokounmpo with Milwaukee is the same thing I'm going to say with the Lakers. They were way too top heavy on Luka Doncic. If you don't allow this guy to walk the ball up every possession and just go ahead and get his, not getting anybody involved, because if you look at the box sheet, none of these guys really got in no rhythm. Nobody really stepped up. It was all Luka Doncic. You're not going to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves with one superstar taking majority of the shots. Nobody else was able to get in rhythm. Scoring, very efficient. He was scoring. But what are you doing to the rest of your team? They can't even get involved. They can't even catch a rhythm. Austin Reeves is huge in the series. Austin Reeves going to have to almost average 25 points himself a game. He's going to have to average about 25 points. LeBron James is going to have a better game. He's going to have to get himself integrated into this offense a lot sooner instead of just sitting back just waiting. They're going to have to find a way to have balanced scoring. You can't lean heavy on Luka Doncic. That's how they lost this ball game. And, of course, the defense was atrocious if you ask me. Lakers got a lot of problems to fix. And if they don't fix them, I want to say 6 games, man. I want to say 6 games. I do. I'm not going to sit here and say the Lakers only going to get 1 game in the city. You know what? I'm going to say that. If they don't watch it, man, these Lakers can go down in 5. Yeah. Lakers. I could see the Lakers easily winning 1 game in the series. If they can't fix all the problems we've seen in game 1, that's all they will get is 1. That's it. Julius Randle, 16 points. 4 for 6 from the 3-point line. He was hitting that shot real good. 6 for 11 from the field. Not really heavy on his offense, but he was there to produce. He had 5 assists as well. He did a little bit of everything. He's going to have to watch it on his turnovers as well. He had 7 turnovers. One player, man, you can't have 7 turnovers in a ball game. I don't care if it's playoffs, regular season, preseason, YMCA, pickup ball, anywhere. You cannot have 7 turnovers. Individual ball player just can't do it. In some games, it'd be having a team that has 7 turnovers. When it goes to a handful, that is too many. You try to keep your turnovers under a handful. That is way over. Jaden Daniels, big game by him. He continues to play this way. Minnesota don't have to worry about a thing. They will be advancing. If Jaden Daniels can score 25 points and grab 9 rebounds and 11 for 13 from the field, he was 3 for 3 on his 3-pointers. Now, we don't expect him to shoot that well in this series every game. Not expecting that. But he can get 25 points at a lower percentage, being aggressive, and he can always get rebounds. Right? Edwards, 22 points. He was 8 for 22 from the field. He wasn't all, sharp hitting everything, but he was passing the ball. He was getting his teammates involved. See, early on, I think it was last season, I got on Anthony Edwards real bad on passing the ball in crunch time, not grabbing the bull by the horns, as we say, down the stretch, being the man that's making the plays and making the jump shots. Well, his team wasn't hitting last year. A lot of bad shooting nights, but he continued to pass the ball. See, that's the only problem I have with Anthony Edwards. It's okay to get your teammates involved and have some balanced scoring, but if the ball is not dropping and if you're allowing your team to get deeper and deeper in the hole to where you got to climb out of in the fourth quarter, down by 15, down by 12, more than likely you're going to lose those ball games. That's when I have a problem with it. I don't mind him getting his teammates involved. That's beautiful. It's wonderful. It looked great in this game. But when it comes a time when you're not producing, you as a superstar has to diagnose that and you have to ignite and you have to turn it on. You got to take over. Got to take over. But one thing we can say about this game is the Lakers didn't let this one slip away. Oh, no, they let this one slip away. This is more like they fell off a cliff.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, they fell off a cliff. But if the Lakers don't watch out, they can't clean up a lot of this stuff that went on in that game one. I'm looking at this going 5 games. Game 2 is going to tell a lot on all these games. It always does. How do you come back after a game 1 loss? What adjustments you're going to make? What your approach is going to be? Because if you see the same stuff that you seen in game 1, or certain things you just can't fix, there you have it. You know which way it's going. So you got to see some fight. You got to see some improvement in some areas where they were slacking on all these teams. You got to have improvement. If you lost the ball game, you got to see some improvement. You don't see no improvement. It might not be a sweep, but it tells you a lot for us who's going to win the series. And that's that. Let's take a peek. Yep, Houston Rockets, 8:30. Tune in to that one. That's going to be a hell of a series. A hell of a series. Rockets can win that series, but they have to come ready every game. I don't have no doubt in my mind that they will, for its intensity. And like I continue to say, the only problem will be producing points when you need to produce points down the stretch. That's still the unknown. If we can get that solved, I have no problem. I have no problem. Alperen Sengun, Jalen Green, that's what it's going to fall on. Last 6 minutes of the ball game, what's going to happen? And I also can see 1 or 2 blowouts in this series. Yeah, I can see 1 or 2 blowouts in this series on either side, whether it's the Rockets or the Warriors. But I can see some will go down the stretch, but some will just be a flat-out blowout. I can see that happening. So y'all enjoy yourselves, and I appreciate it. New subscribers, appreciate it once again. And if you haven't subscribed, we got to run it up. We got to blow up the spot. This GSQH Goodymo Sports Quick Hits once again. Easter Sunday. Easter Slouchy Sunday. Thanks for y'all time. Peace.